time for a new reading. We're going to read It's Mine. It's a fable by Leo Lionni. Let's take a look. I keep reading fiction books to you guys, and I'm sorry, but they're just so much fun. There's so much we can learn from them, especially during these times when we're at home. So many lessons that we can learn. So here we have 3 frogs. It's mine. This is actually, I think, a good book for you guys that are home, maybe with siblings or something. Yes, I am pretty sure that you guys have said this, or your younger brother or sister, your older one has said this a couple times while we've been at home. It's mine. Well, when we think about it's mine, it's usually because people are kids, maybe arguing about something. Yes, so let's see if these 3 frogs, see what they're arguing about. It's mine. In the middle of Rainbow Pond, there was a small island. Smooth pebbles lined its beaches, and it was covered with ferns and leafy weeds. So here we are, guys. Here's our setting. The author has already just told us our setting. We're on a pond. We're in a pond, and it's a small island. Do you guys know what an island is? An island is a piece of land that is surrounded, meaning it goes all around it, is water. Yeah. Lots of islands in the middle of the ocean. On the island lived 3 quarrelsome frogs named Milton, Rupert, and Lydia. They quarreled and quibbled from dawn till dusk. Lots of words in here that we might want to see what they mean. Do you guys know what quarrel means? I bet you, like I said at the beginning, I bet you guys have quarreled with your siblings during this time at home. Quarrel means to kind of argue a little bit. It's mine. No, it's mine. I want to play. It's my turn. That's quarreling. So here are these 3 frogs. From dawn till dusk. Guys, that means from the time the sun comes up to the time the sun goes down. Sunrise to sunset all day. Stay out of the pond, yelled Milton. The water is mine. Remember we talked about the other day reading with feelings? So if Milton, the character Milton, yelled, I'm going to yell when I read. And if you can't, if you're reading in your head and you're reading silently, you can kind of yell. You can make the character yell inside your head. He's angry. He can't claim the whole water. The pond's not his. Get off the island, shouted Rupert. The earth is mine. These poor frogs, they just need to get along, don't they? The air is mine, screamed Lydia as she leaped to catch a butterfly. And so it went. So arguing about the pond, the water, the air, the earth. One day a large toad appeared before them. I live on the other side of the island, he said, but I can hear you shouting, it's mine, it's mine, it's mine, all day long. There is no peace because of your endless bickering. You can't go on like this. With that, the toad slowly turned around and hopped away through the weeds. Oh, I like that toad. That toad is wise, meaning he knows what he's talking about. He's trying to give them some good advice. You can't go on like this. Now, guys, this word right here, peace, is what we call a homophone, meaning that there's words and they sound the same, peace and peace, and they sound the same, but they're spelled differently and they mean different things. So not, I want a piece of cake, please, Mom. This is the peace where you're nice and you're quiet, you get along. And he's saying there's none of that. There's no peace between those frogs because they keep arguing. No sooner had he left than Milton ran off with a large worm. The others hopped after him. Worms are for everybody, they cried. But Milton croaked defiantly. Not this one, it's mine. Defiantly, meaning he is not listening. Suddenly, the sky darkened and a rumble of distant thunder circled the island. Rain filled the air and the water turned to mud. The island grew smaller and smaller as it was swallowed up by the rising flood. The frogs were, take a look at them. What do you think? What do you think that word might be? Look at their faces or expressions. The frogs were scared. I would be scared too. The pond's about to flood. Desperately, they clung to the few slippery stones that still rose above the wild, dark water. But soon, these too began to disappear. Desperately, meaning they were trying with all their might to hang on to those rocks. But then they soon started to disappear too. There was only one rock left, and there the frogs huddled, trembling from cold and fright. So what do you think trembling means? Yeah, shaking. But they felt better now that they were together, sharing the same fears and hopes. Little by little, the flood subsided. The rain fell gently and then stopped altogether. So let's look at that word subsided. If the rain stopped, do you think the flood was getting worse or getting better? The rain stopped. So yeah, it was getting better. That's what subsided means. But look, the large rock that had saved them was no rock at all. You saved us, shouted the frogs when they recognized the toad. Oh, I like that toad. That toad's nice. The next morning, the water had cleared. Sun rays chased silver minnows on the sandy bottom of the pond. Joyfully, the frogs jumped in, and side by side, they swam all around the island. I keep picking books where the characters change from the beginning to the end, guys. We can analyze these characters, meaning that we can tell about them, how they were at the beginning of the story and then how they were at the end of the story. Their outside didn't change. What changed was the inside. Yes, how they were feeling, especially towards each other. Together they leaped after the swarms of butterflies that filled the air. They weren't shouting, "It's mine, it's mine." They were all joyfully jumping together. And later, when they rested in the weeds, they felt happy in a way they had never been before. "Isn't it peaceful?" said Milton. "See, look, now I'm not shouting with my angry face. They're not yelling at each other. Now they're just talking." "And isn't it beautiful?" said Rupert. "And do you know what else?" said Lydia. "No, what?" the others asked. "It's ours," she said. So sweet. The end. Good. So it started as "it's mine," but it ended as "it's ours." Yes. Okay, so I think that we can all make a text-to-self connection with these frogs. Like we said earlier, arguing maybe or quarreling with our siblings, maybe our cousins, even our best friends. We can quarrel and argue with our best friends sometimes, especially when we both want the same toy. But then hopefully, just like these frogs, at the end, after a wise person, maybe mom and dad or grandma or your teacher or something has talked to you, you're playing together and everything is yours, not just mine. All right, guys, so there's our story for today. It's mine. I hope you enjoyed it, and I'll be talking to you soon.